Hi, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Maria.
And we're here to talk a little bit about the marketing conundrum that faces conscious business people, and that standard marketing practices don't always serve us to our highest and greatest good.
Have you been wondering or even considering the possibility that there may be a different way of marketing, a different way of expressing who you are, what you stand for, what you believe, what your company stands for? Well, we discovered that there is a different way.
The marketing conundrum comes from the fact that there's this tremendous pull from all the standard teachings and standard practices that are out there in marketing, from business coaches and gurus and books and all the typical ways in which people market their companies. Even going back to early childhood, when we're conditioned, when we learn that you want to be good at something, you look at other people that are really good at it and then you emulate them. So as conscious business people, we may be very well marketing ourselves in a way that fits with all of those sort of standard practices, the recommended ways of marketing. However, they're all designed for the most part to appeal to a very broad audience. That's because we may be coached into using particular kind of language and approach and tactics that appeal to this broad audience. Except that if we're a conscious business, our audience is not the broader audience. It's other conscious people. And conscious people, they have different sensibilities, different values. They even have different worldviews. So if we're marketing that way, we may actually be turning them away because we're not speaking their language. We're speaking the language of the broader audience instead of telling them what they really need to hear about what we have to offer as conscious business people. So the solution is we focus back on the brand. We come back to focusing on why we're in business in the first place, who we are, what do we believe in, what do we stand for, why do we do what we do in the particular way that we do it, how is it that we are so unique. You see, there isn't any inherent lack in being a conscious business person in terms of the way that we market ourselves. In fact, we have a tremendous opportunity to market ourselves in a much more powerful way, and that comes from our storytelling. Because the very definition of being a conscious business means that we're in business for a deeper purpose. So when we infuse that into our brand story, we have a way of telling a story that connects with people in a much more resonant way. What it requires is courage. It requires us to have the courage to be bold, to really state it authentically. This is who we are. This is what we're about. This is why we're in business. So sorry to use the cliche of stepping outside the box, but we really need to step outside the box.
We can get rid of the box, actually.
We can even get rid of the box.
We got rid of the box. You can get rid of the box.
And if we did it, you can do it too. So it's really telling our story authentically and boldly. Who we are, what we stand for, what we believe in. When we do that, we have the ability to connect with our audience in a much more meaningful, much more resonant way, and ultimately be more successful by attracting the right kind of people to our business.
So we do invite you to be courageous, to be who you are, to show up, to be authentic for what you stand for, what you believe in. Because the world needs that today. And the world really needs you.
Indeed. I'm Glenn.
And I'm Maria.
And we're 4 Directions Branding, and we thank you for listening.